National. Is that it? Did I say that right? I don't even know if I said that right. Brazoria National, yep. Just in case you don't know who I am CatcherMan22, known as Dan around the forums. I am the current CC scheduler for TGC Tours, which gives me kind of the credibility to be a judge in this panel, considering the courses were meant for CC. Normally at this point I would say, oh, this is the first time I've played this course, and you're going to get into raw impressions as I've played it, but as I played it on the PGA Tour, like, what, a month and a half ago, it's not the first time I've seen it. I honestly don't remember anything about it. So you're kind of getting the first view, but not really. So I just don't want to say it was my first view and then be like, oh yeah, I played it on the PGA, or I remember this hole, or something like that. So what I'm looking for, and we also played the club version, so it's a little bit different from my understanding. So you need to keep in mind I'm not a designer, so you're getting the scheduler's point of view in this judge's notes. You're going to get notes from other judges who will help with sculpting or playability or anything like that. Or not playability, but like sculpting or coursework or design work, or anything like that. I'm specifically giving you feedback on the playability and the shot value aspect, the aesthetics in the environment, and then the flow and the variety of holes and its suitability for a CC tournament. This is not the only time I'll play this course. I'll play it a couple of times before I score it. The first time I always play the course, and all the judging videos, they're default everything, all the conditions, and then the back tees and pin 1. Okay. So with that, we'll get started. We're going to play the first hole, and then we'll have a look at the scorecard, and we'll have a little discussion about the variety of holes. So like I said, we played the club version on the PGA. Judging by your course thread, it looks like you bumped the speed up and maxed the tees a little bit, so I don't expect much probably in terms of the playability aspect of this being different. But we'll see. It's got a really nice opening look here. This looks very natural. Nice wide fairway to start out. Probably a relatively straightforward pin there. It's probably not enough club, but what the hey. So on that other note, I am a PGA player, scheduling for CC. I know that's kind of weird, but I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've got a pretty good idea of what a CC course entails. I'm going to speed off my way through this, so I'm not going to take a lot of time thinking about shots or hitting shots, as you'll probably notice. So what I shoot here, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I shoot well. If I shoot good, it means it's easy. If I shoot poorly, it means it's hard. It doesn't matter. Okay. Nope, I didn't look at the scorecard. See, you got me rambling on about playing, and I didn't look at the scorecard. Alright, so when I'm looking for variety of holes, I'm looking for differences in the yardages of the 3s, the 4, and the 5s. Okay, so I want the 3s to all play differently. I want the 4s to play mostly differently. In other words, I don't want them all being 450 yards. Or 350 yards. And then I want the 5s to be different. And one of the weird things about this course I noticed right off the bat is that there's 3 5s on the front and no 5s on the back. That's kind of cool. We'll see. There's also back-to-back par 5s. Oh, but let's start with the 3s. We've got 192, we've got 203, we've got 137, and we've got 175. That's a good variety of yardages right there. Let's see, just glancing at the 4s. There's a good variety there, and then the 5s, 539, 612, 537. So yeah, so you've got pretty good variety in those holes. So that is a plus. I mean, there's nothing worse than playing a course where all the holes are the same. You got nice, consistent greens here. Which is probably why I got scheduled on PGA Tour, is because it's consistent on the greens. By the way, that doesn't hold anything against you in terms of difficulty either. I don't remember how I played. I don't remember what the score was. It's been 6 months, or not 6 months, like 6 weeks since we played there, so. Alright. Like this. It's a little bit hard of a pin for pin 1. It's a par 5, but I mean that's like a pin. That's like a Sunday pin right there. Not saying that's horrible. It's definitely not bad. I'm gonna fly the green with this shot anyway. I'm not. It's not saying that's it in a bad way. It's just that feels like a Sunday pin, but it's probably the hardest pin on that green. Be curious to see where the other pins are. It's a pretty straightforward birdie though. As long as one doesn't challenge the water. Alright, now I got the other par 5. 612 yards. Not gonna be reachable. You did give me a look at it though. You're just daring me to go for it with those bunkers. Oops. Just daring me to go for it. Alright, that'll roll off. Just snuck the putt in there on the side door. Very natural looking, this course. Definitely feels like a course you could play in real life. Nice, beautiful bunkers. It's very clean. Probably pretty spot on right now for difficulty. I mean, this course I can make this play as easy or as hard as I wanted to with the wind and the conditions. I mean, they're 176 greens, which is good. As a scheduler, I always like to see greens in the 170 range because that allows me to use 187, a 170-ish, and a 163. Which, of course, makes this course just play that much more difficult when the greens are changing a little bit. Alright, so in a tournament round I would lay up here so that I don't have to pitch. But why would I do that? Right? Another good little pin here. You can tell some thought went into these pins. Because they're placed in strategic spots. Alright, on to 7. So this is the hardest rated hole, interesting enough. According to the game, anyway. This is probably too much club. I can probably get away with hitting a 4 here. Yeah, see the 3 hitting the other club there makes me worry about the bunker behind. Alright. Nice bunkerless fairway here. It's hard to pull off. A fairway that's bunkerless. Looks good. Oh, another tough pin 1 here. I'm sure you think that the back left is probably the hardest pin, but that is probably the harder pin. Depending on the wind. Of course, it also depends on how far back you go with that pin. Alright. Last of the par 5s. Pretty straight away here. This hole feels like it's just missing something. I don't know what. It's plain, I guess, compared to the rest of them. I don't know if it's the lighting's different. The look off the tee is different. It's just not as visually engaging as the other holes. This off the back of the green. Oh, it stopped. Okay. Right, so 9 holes down. Nice 3 under par front 9. Probably a perfect course as it sits for CCM. I think it was a little on the long side if I remember right. I'll have to go back and look at the yardage. We'll do that here in a second when we get to the scorecard. Oh, it's short. Alright, this is a nice looking par 4 here. The bunker frames this nicely. I definitely feel like there's the Master Club advantage here. I didn't look at the scorecard. Another semi-tucked pin. This one's not too bad because it doesn't slip off in the back. Not too bad. Ah, burned the edge. Killed the putt. Alright, so I'm gonna have to look at the yardage here. So it's the first 71, yeah, 72.59. It's a little on the long side. Truth be told, I'd probably use the white tees here for a CC tournament. So that's a little bit of a negative. This is a nice looking hole into the lake down here. Long second shot here. Oh, a slow. I slowed it. Good bounce though. So you definitely got the look going of a tour course. It definitely has to feel, like I said, it naturally feels like I'd play this course. I could go to the backyard and play this course right now. Feels like I could host an event, you know, anytime I wanted to. I could soften it up and make it play really easy. I could make it play long. Throw the right wind in here, throw the firmness up a little bit. And you got you got a nice medium default wind here, so but I do like the layout. This is definitely a solid course. I can see why it made it through the first round here. And I can also see why it was picked on tour. Alright, this 137 par 3. Kinda plain Jane here. I would like to see you probably take that back tier all the way up so that whole thing is a section on its own. Or bowl this off a little bit more. You know, so you have it sloped here, so raise that tier up so this is in a little bowl. Just to make it play a little bit harder. Kind of put more of a shot premium on hitting the right spot. Because, I mean, with the yardage, with the distance only being 130 yards, you really want to focus the iron shot there and make it a little bit harder. $4.99. Alright, made the putt. Yeah, I mean, I'm not offering you much criticism here. It's a well-made course. Like I said, for me, as a CC scheduler, it plays too long from the tee, this back tee. It doesn't mean I can't use the forward tee. So, I mean, that's not really an issue. It's just I'm judging it off of the back tee for the contest, if that makes sense. But it plays well. The greens are pretty spot on in terms of difficulty. It looks great. And it definitely deserving of going forward in the contest. So, can definitely see why it went forward. Alright, nice looking par 3 here. Again, another pin where that's kind of a Sunday pin. Like, where's your Sunday pin on this? Is it down in the front corner here? This is a great win for this hole. Especially with that pin. Yeah, so I'm going to be interested to see where some of your other pins are, especially the round 4 pins. Because it definitely feels to me like some of these pins are on the hardest spots of the green. So, you know, it's one of those compare things. I'm not, you know, who knows? It could be. So I've got to compare it to the actual pins. Alright, I seem to remember this hole from the tournament. But I seem to remember the tee being like 30 yards back. Because I thought that tree was more in play. Could totally be wrong. A nice lighting there to finish. All right. So well made, nicely done. We'll have to see how it does in the next round here. Wish I could offer you more design criticism, but like I said, I'm just judging this on playability and its looks and its variety of holes, and it nails all of those. So with that, I will wish you the best of luck at the contest. If you want to discuss this further, you've got my email, my username on the forums, Catcherman22. Feel free to send me a PM. With that, good luck in the contest.